Jennifer, thank you so much for joining me on Recovery Unfiltered. It means a lot. I mean, you're a strong woman to get on camera and be here right now.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. So I'm just going to jump right into it, and it's going to get emotional. And if you want to cry, I'll probably cry with you. So.
Cool.
All right, tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're here.
Sure. So my name is Jennifer. I'm a mom of 7 and a grandmother of 2. Grew up in Bar Harbor and currently reside in Waterboro. And I'm here because I lost a child to addiction. And I really feel called and compelled to share that story so that way other parents that are going through struggling with a child that has addiction, or perhaps they've also lost a child,
absolutely,
that they're not alone.
Yeah.
And also maybe to bring out some points about resources that I feel would really benefit the community a lot.
Yeah, I mean, awareness is huge, and I think the fact that you're here to bring that is like a blessing in itself, because I feel like it doesn't get talked about enough, you know?
Agreed.
And there's people don't know where to go, how to get there, you know. Thankfully, the place that I'm in right now accepts main care, but there are a lot of places in the state of Maine that don't accept. They only want private because private pays out, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Crazy amounts of money. So I think that we're on the right track, but we'll see where it goes. Is there anything specific that you want to bring to now, or you kind of just want to jump into it and then we'll go from there?
Let's jump into it.
Let's jump into it. All right. When did you first realize addiction had taken a hold of your daughter?
That's such a great question. It's funny, it's just following right along with the...
It's all aligned, isn't it?
All aligned. So I can't pinpoint an exact date. You know, I was really jogging my memory about it yesterday when I sat down to prep to chat with you. But if I look back at it, like, honest, and I look at it from an honest view and a clarity view, 5 years removed from being engaged with it, I really feel like we probably took that turn late junior high, early high school years is where where the dabbling started. Do I believe it went right to heroin right off the bat? No, it didn't. It started, it's not much to do out in Bonnie Eagle, Massachusetts area.
No, not at all. I grew up there, so yeah.
So it's like
small towns.
What do you get? Yeah, it's small towns. It's rural. And all of our kids were engaged in sports, in athletics. Everybody had the equal opportunity, but sometimes friends' paths, people collide for specific reasons. But I really think that's probably where she started dabbling in things that ultimately led her to her drug of choice.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. I feel like some people feel like, oh, you just wake up one day and you're like, I want to be a drug addict when I grow up.
I don't think anybody says
you know what I mean? But I feel like there's that misconception that people are just, they're trash, but they don't realize that there are people that love them. You know what I mean?
Every single one of them is a child.
And that's what some people, they forget that, they just write us off, bottom of the barrel, and it's just... That's another reason that I started this podcast, was to raise awareness for things like that, you know what I mean? So, all right. Who was your daughter? Tell us about her.
So Isis was a beautiful soul. She was gifted in so many ways. Her laugh was infectious.
Yeah.
She loved animals. She was profoundly loyal to friends and to family. She loved Disney.
Yeah.
She loved to snuggle on the couch with her mama and with her animals. She loved deeply and fiercely. She was a mom too, a niece, a daughter. She was all the things.
Yeah.
She was great.
Yeah. She sounds great.
Plus, she was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I do know her, and she was beautiful. And from what I said, everybody that I've talked to said she was an amazing person. So you definitely did your job.
Thanks.
All right. What was the hardest moments as a mother who loved an addict?
I can tell you the day.
The day.
I can tell you the exact day that was the hardest for me. She was, she was probably 20. Let's see, I just want to back up here.
Yeah, no worries, take your time.
21. It was probably 2019, and she had gone into the unhoused community, and she was, she had kind of abandoned her she had abandoned, except for when she needed, call for money or whatever, and she called me, and she said, "Mom, I just want to let you know that I started using needles," and I was like, that was the that was the day that I started actively grieving.
Yeah.
Because as beautiful and as gifted as she was, you know your children so well that I was like, she wasn't going to be strong enough to fight that.
Yeah.
So that was 1.5 years before she passed, and that was when hell began.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before it was like, okay, you're drinking your face off.
Yeah.
Okay, you're trying, different things and whatnot. But once you get into heroin, and it's not just, it's not heroin.
No, they got
here.
fentanyl. I mean, they cut it with everything nowadays.
Correct. So it's not the heroin of 30 years ago. It's a complete rewire of everything within neuroplasty.
Yeah.
It's a complete rewire of the brain. It no longer is, some people like to say addiction is a choice.
Yeah.
And I think to some extent with some things,
yeah,
it can be, but when it comes to fentanyl, that is just, it takes the choice away from you.
It does, and I think one thing that keeps a lot of addicts sick while they are on heroin is the actual withdrawal. It's scary.
Yeah.
Me personally, I've been through it. I never thought I would touch needles. Thankfully, I did get to the other side of it. It was very brief, but I know that most people say once you put a needle in your arm that you usually don't come back. So I understand what you mean, but jeez, I'm getting emotional.
I know, well, grieving someone that's still alive when you're just like, hey, I can't want you to live more for yourself, and that was a struggle for me. And then there was a point there where it was like she had hit rock bottom and she was like, okay, I'm ready.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, let's go to Operation Hope.
Yeah.
And there was a bed and we were stoked, right? We were so excited. And unfortunately she had worn out.
Yeah. Oh, really? Is that in where is that?
Scarborough.
Scarborough. So is it next to the police station or?
It's in the police station. Well, or at least it was.
Yeah.
That year.
And they took her in. That's crazy.
Stealing makeup. I'm like, dude, someone who's surrendering does not deserve a jail cell.
Right. And that's what a lot of people think, though. They're like, oh, put him in jail. But it doesn't do anything.
As a matter of fact, it does quite the opposite.
Yeah.
Let's face facts here. 100% easier, if not as easy, to get drugs while incarcerated.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Also, the programs that they're pushing, respectfully, I know this is probably going to touch a nerve with some folks, but they're pushing that. They're pushing
absolutely
medical assisted therapy over inpatient type settings. What we know scientifically about fentanyl addiction and heroin addiction specifically is that within that neuroplasty, you're not solving that with Suboxone in an outpatient environment.
Yeah, it's like switching one for another.
You need at least a year to 2 years of inpatient to rewire that and begin the process of healing in the brain.
Yeah.
So to push towards MAT it's just not an accept. It's like what, a 27% success rate the first time, and then it falls so dramatically after that if you relapse.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. The numbers are not in your favor.
Yeah, it's just a money scheme too. You know what I mean? They make more money off you if you're sick than if they do if you're not sick.
For sure.
It's a huge thing.
Right.
What are some things you wish people understood about loving someone in active addiction?
Okay. So I'm sure that a lot of you that are watching this right now drive in and out of Portland every day.
Mm-hmm.
You're driving in and out of Sanford. You're seeing a lot of unhoused folks. You're seeing a lot of behaviors from folks that are in the throes of addiction that scare you.
Mm-hmm.
You're seeing people that you're like, why would they choose this life? Every single one of them is a child.
Yeah.
Every single one of them literally stepped out, into this world from someone who deeply loves them.
Absolutely.
Where they may have crossed so many boundaries so many times, perhaps they're no contact with those families, but it doesn't mean that they're not deeply loved.
Absolutely.
And would be welcomed back at home in an instant.
Yeah.
If on a treatment path.
Yeah.
So. And
that's a hard line too, because it's, people will say, well, you're enabling them if you let them back. Like with my mom, she had to completely cut ties. I was on the streets of Portland, but she's like, if you want food, I'll feed you, but I'm not giving you money and you can't stay here, so. That
is exactly what it got to for me too, because she was during COVID too.
Yeah. Oh,
so,
wow.
That's
a hard time too.
It really was a difficult time because, you've got a kid who's 20, 2022,
Yeah.
living in a tent in the dead of winter,
Mhm.
and then getting a hotel voucher with everybody else getting a hotel voucher.
Of
So
course.
now we're bringing all that behavior over there. Now we've got anyway. So, but no, she would call me, or if she would, you know, message me on, you know, whatever device she happened to pick up at the time. She's like, Mom, you know, could you Venmo me? And I'm like, no, but I can have a pizza delivered.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that is not what they want to hear a lot of the time. So once you start to get to that point of enablement and you're like, that is my boundary, it's a real hard thing for them to be just like, okay, so now, because there's a lot of manipulation that
Yeah.
comes to, that is so incredibly painful.
It
Because
is.
all you want to do is love them and heal them, and like, if I'm not loving them enough to fix them, what can, you know,
Yeah.
like, what can I do
Very
to
hopeless
fix
feeling.
them? Oh my God, it's like dying inside yourself.
Yeah.
Like, this is my child. What is happening?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just know that they're a kid too, and that they're loved. That'd be what I would share with everybody.
I like that.
I know it's hard to look at,
It is.
and I know it pisses people off, to be frank too, because when you're in the throes of addiction, you're not giving a shit, sorry for my language, about the
it's
piece
okay.
of trash that
Unfiltered.
you're throwing on the street.
Yeah.
You're not caring about that, right? So now you've got a completely trashed, you know, unhoused encampment. And now the other thing that drives me crazy is like, we have so many people trying to pour resources into these communities of addicts and unhoused. And then we've got the city taking down these entire neighborhoods of resources.
Absolutely.
It's like, when are we going to end this vicious cycle?
Mhm. Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
I've got things to say.
I love that. This is exactly what I'm here for, and never apologize for anything.
Okay.
This is what makes this this. So,
I'm not the same person that I was
yeah.
5 years. So I don't know if you're familiar with the term complicated grief.
Not really. I've heard it, but I haven't really explored it.
Got it. So you have the cycle when a person dies, or you know, when a pet dies, or whenever you have a loss, you have grief. What happens in complicated grief is that you're not chemically able in your brain to move through the process.
Yeah.
So actually, there's a fantastic study from Stanford that actually was what assisted me. You know, there's my spiritual guide Autumn in Norway. She was my first tool, and this YouTube video from Stanford.
Yeah.
And it just explained that it wasn't my fault that I was stuck, because I just cried and was angry. I was so happy in anger.
Yeah.
Oh my God! If I could make everybody hurt the way I was hurting after she died.
Yeah.
I said things. I did things that I was not. That was not me. But I'm certainly not the same person now, even though I've overcome complicated grief.
Yeah.
And am back just in the regular grief type of cycle.
Of course.
I have zero tolerance for bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I will call you out
I love that.
in a heartbeat.
Good.
And some people, like my husband says, Jen, you're really hard now.
Yeah.
My intention is not to be hard, but like, I could walk across the street and get hit by a car.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we wasting time bullshitting and sugarcoating things?
Absolutely.
Let's just be direct. Let's have conversations. You know, let's do things in such a way where we can move through life within our own peace.
Absolutely.
So,
I love
yeah.
that. So well said. I'm so glad we did this. All right. What did hope look like for you during ISIS's battle with addiction? I'm sure that's hard to find when your daughter's actively using, but...
What would hope? Okay, can you reread the question?
Of course
for
I
me?
can. What did hope look like for you during ISIS's battle with addiction?
Attending her child's birthdays and hoping that she would be there.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah.
I can't even... How old is her child?
She's 8.
She's 8. She looked just like her?
It's like living with a ghost.
Really?
Yeah. Right
So-
down to the attitude. DNA is a funny thing.
It is. It definitely is. Some people have stronger genes than others, but
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Nevaeh is, she's incredible.
That's her name, Nevaeh.
Yeah. Mhm.
Is her dad, if you don't mind me asking, is her dad still in her life? Or?
No, she was very lucky to be, you know, we had to make some really impossible decisions while
Yeah.
trying to save ISIS.
Of course.
And also, you know, with her, and we were very lucky that she found a very loving home.
Yeah.
So we were very blessed within
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So, but no, the biological father is not
Gotcha.
in the picture, and that's okay.
Yes,
that's okay.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry if that...
No, that's okay.
Okay. How do you carry your daughter with you today?
Interesting you should ask that. I travel for a living. That's, I'm a travel broker, so that's my business, one of my businesses.
Yeah.
But I actually have her ashes in a necklace.
I love that.
So Isis has gone with me to Alaska.
Yeah.
She's gone with me to Dominican, to the Bahamas, to Arizona, to Canada. She's gone with me everywhere.
Yeah.
She goes with me everywhere. Plus the fact that I can just look over in the seat of my car, like, because she'll put songs on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that's cool.
I hear you.
Like one time, I remember we were all sitting. It was just impossible. We were sitting at the dining room table, and all of the kids were gathered around, and I had an Alexa Dot in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Right, and we were just chatting because like that's just what we did. We grew up. The children, it was a requirement in my household.
Yeah.
We all sat around the dining room table, and we shared
Absolutely.
what we liked best about our days.
That's awesome.
And then guests of the children were required to participate as well,
right.
just practicing act of gratitude.
Of
right?
course.
And all of a sudden, the friggin' dot goes off. Alexa, and it started playing "I'm Happy" by Pharrell after she passed.
Really? Randomly?
Literally.
Wow.
Literally.
That's crazy.
I'm like, okay, so she's everywhere.
She's everywhere.
Absolutely.
I love
Absolutely. Like she matter of fact, the last time I visited with my spiritual advisor, she's like, Isis would like to know why the Christmas tree is still up, because she and I had this hard thing about how people's Christmas decorations.
Yeah.
It isn't intolerable for them to be up past a certain time period
right.
of Christmas, and she's like, it's like January, because I go to visit her
Yeah.
during the anniversary of her passing. She's like, why is the Christmas tree still up, Mom? Like, how would you know that, right? So she pokes through all the time.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome, and it's awesome that you can kind of notice those things, because for a while when my son first died, he was so young, but I felt like I didn't feel him around me. Also, I was in active addiction after he died, but I definitely feel it now more than ever. And it's like songs, or like when I go to the car wash, like he loved the car wash, so I can definitely understand where you're coming from with that.
Has he left you dimes, nickels, pennies?
Oh my God, dimes! That's your thing, is the dimes
Yep,
too.
that's Isis, and my friend Jen, who just had a kiddo pass, he's
Yeah.
leaving her dimes now too. Yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
And it's been at the times when I needed it the
100%.
most. That's
Yep.
deep. Whew. Jeez. Alright. What is one thing about her life and her struggle that you feel could help save someone else?
I would love it if, like, even just one person were to listen to this today and be just like, I'm inspired to try.
Yeah.
I'll also say that I am actively looking to present legislature for laws, changing laws around things that may not resonate very well with the recovery community. But there's a lot of science around families being able to involuntarily
Commit.
Yep.
Yep. That they do that in Massachusetts.
There's not a good program though.
Oh, really?
The data for the MASS program, because it actually is right alongside the incarceration process, so it's more like incarceration than it is therapeutic setting. But the science tells us that these 90 days or less programs have an effective rate of less than 38%.
Wow.
Whereas if you are 6 months plus, even up to 2 years, if you are in treatment for 2 years, you have a 90% success rate. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Right.
Wow.
So I believe that a family, consider this, and I understand autonomy is a big, I get it, right?
Yeah.
Consider this though, if someone is in a diabetic coma, are you not going to make the best decisions for them?
Right.
Would you agree with me that someone in the throes of addiction may not be able to provide the best decisions for themselves?
100%, absolutely.
So why are we treating it any differently?
Right.
Why aren't we stacking the odds in the favor of the person?
Yeah.
So and the big question here is funding. I'm not qualified to set it up, but I am uniquely qualified to demand
Absolutely.
this. It's like I take my husband, for example. He sat 6 months at Massachusetts General waiting a heart transplant because he was sick and he was dying.
Right.
It didn't take away his autonomy, it provided him with the resources to live.
Absolutely.
Let's help these people live. Can you imagine where you would be if you were in a setting that was therapeutic, perhaps Matt is involved, perhaps other things are better for you, but you have a clinical staff surrounding you in a setting that fully supports all the off-ramps necessary. You've got, your housing is set up over the course of a year or two. You have employment over the course of a year or two. Your family is more accepted because now they're coming to meetings and you can see, the involvement's coming back in from the family unit. Like, you can literally see the bonds. Can you imagine the hope that would provide if we were just able to be like, hey, this is my kid and I want her in here.
Yeah.
And I would struggle to think that we couldn't find funding for that.
Yeah. Oh, is that? I don't know. I'm 6 months sober. So is that actually a thing? They don't. Is it the funding problem?
This is that's what I'm actively working on.
Yeah.
Is finding a 90% success rate.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Right.
I'm not saying that there's not a lot of data supporting other things, but their data doesn't support as much success as we could have. If it's less than a 30% success rate and a 70% relapse rate.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then of that 70%, almost 100% of those are dying.
Yeah, seriously. I like that you bring the statistics because I feel like a lot of people just don't look at the actual statistics of things and they just talk out of not knowing at all. They just,
Correct.
you know what I mean? It's anything to shame an addict or, you know what I'm saying? They don't actually
100%.
have the facts.
Yeah,
and I
so
like that you came with them.
48 million Americans are struggling with a substance abuse disorder right now. And over 107,000 overdose deaths in the U.S. in 2023, and 800 of them were in Maine.
Wow. I wonder why Maine has so many. Just because of the winter, or do you know it?
You know what? I'm going to write that down to research that.
Yeah.
I do believe that there's a serious correlation between vitamin D deficiency and the amount of cold and the lack of sunlight that we have.
Yeah.
Because the seasonal disorder.
Of course.
Shit that we all have.
Yeah.
All of
us.
This winter was real hard.
Yeah.
Even for non-addicts.
It was hard.
So
yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a real correlation there too. But I'm gonna thank you for the opportunity to learn.
Of course.
Yeah.
No, I love to learn something new, and like I said, you seem like a very fierce, loving woman. So. I've said it before, but I'm honored to sit down with you. So there's a couple hard ones,
that was reciprocated for sure.
And you ready?
I am.
All right.
I hope.
What do you want the world to remember about your daughter?
That beauty exists even when it's ugly.
Simple, but
Yeah.
I understand completely.
Yeah.
Whew. So, I have one, we're getting to the end, but I just have one thing that I really wanted to say to you. I know we talked a little bit about who Isis was, but I want to hear about who Isis was before her addiction.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, that's great. So, Isis had a tattoo on her wrist and it said Ohana.
Yeah.
Because nobody gets left behind.
Yeah.
She loved Disney. So, she was genuinely filled with joy.
Yeah.
Even though even before addiction, she had, some struggles that she, dealt with learning, and whatnot. She was just a light. She was pure, unadulterated, unapologetically joy.
Yeah.
And she was real good at pissing people off and then making them love her again.
Right. Just one of those people.
She was relentless. She was relentless. She was hard. She was hard a lot of the times because she didn't understand why she just couldn't choose happiness instead. I just want to socialize, right? She was real good at
People
it.
please. Did she love people?
No.
No?
I mean, she loved her people.
Yeah.
But you would know.
Yeah.
If she did not like you.
Yeah.
No, she was because she was kind of mean girl energy that way. Yeah. But, yeah, she was a really, really good, loving light.
Yeah. I love that for you. Is there anything else that I feel like, you had a few things you want to talk about, but I want the end of this to kind of be like your time to talk about what you want to talk about, because I think you are a fierce, strong woman and your voice needs to be heard, because I think this will save lives. So I'd love to hear it.
I want to express gratitude for the opportunity just to speak. I know that some of my opinions and perspectives probably don't sit well right now. I can imagine if I was in a position of not choosing where I was going and what I was doing, especially if I was deep down in the darkness and didn't
Yeah.
feel like anything was going to help. I'm really hopeful to work with the recovery community in uncovering the best pathways forward. But I think that we can all admit that what we're doing right now is not the best practice.
Absolutely.
I think that we can do way better. These are all human beings. It doesn't matter what they're doing. It doesn't matter what they look like.
Yeah.
These are human beings and someone's kids, and we should be doing better.
Yeah.
So.
Well
yeah.
said.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. Honestly, when I came into this, I had really just kind of done the guys here, interviewed them, but when you had reached out to me, I was so happy you did, and it was just such an honor to be able to be the person. I know you've done other podcasts, but just kind of have you come to me and you feel like I'm a safe person to tell your daughter's story.
Mm-hmm.
And I promise you, with everything you're doing, like, your daughter will never be forgotten. And I promise you that. Coming from an addict, she will never be forgotten. If you need anything, you need to reach out, you just need someone to talk to, I'm here. Sorry, I know, I'm
you are so loved, and
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
My mom, a few answers she would give, and she had felt the same way, but she didn't lose me, and I'm thankful for that, because I know the pain and what it feels like to lose a kid, so I know your pain, so I'm just... Thank you for all the things you touched on, because they needed to be touched on, and hopefully one day we can sit down again, but I think that everything you said needed to be said, and I think that when people watch this, it will give them hope.
I hope so.
It will.
Let's do this.
Let's do it. Let's change
it.
lives.
Seriously, let's go, man.
Yeah.
We need to start saving some lives.
Absolutely. Something
some
definitely
hope.
needs to be done, but I feel like everything you're doing is pointing in the right direction, and that is how you're going to keep your daughter's journey alive. That is going to be your daughter's legacy, everything that you do good for this community. We need people like you.
I'm not alone. There's a lot of, we actually was just sitting down yesterday at a networking event, and It Takes a Village 207 was there.
Oh, wow.
And it was very, very nice to sit down with Journey and Becky and be just like, hey, so I feel like we could have a coalition here of some kind. And
Yeah.
it sounds like there may be a connection there.
Yeah.
Because they have an incredible, wide berth of resources. So I'm looking forward to working with them too.
I can't wait to see what you do.
I know. Let's do this.
Let's do
Seriously.
this. Thank you so much, Jennifer.
Thank you.